So today we're looking at a third generation Toyota 4Runner. It's 1996. It's got about 200,000 miles on it. I've had this for 500 or 600 miles and have slowly been going through the entire car and replacing parts. Today what we're going to look at is the coil packs or injection coils. Now you can't really see them well right now, but your coil packs sit on top of your first, third, and fifth cylinders, and that provides the spark into the spark plug to ignite your fuel when it's compressed. From each coil pack, it also comes around on these the blue spark plug wires and activates the second, fourth, and sixth cylinders. So the coil pack is actually doing two cylinders. It's igniting two cylinders. So the reason we're looking at this is I got a misfire on one of them, on the third cylinder, and I went ahead and moved. After replacing the wires and spark plugs, I still got the misfire. Went ahead and took the coil pack up under here, moved it to the first cylinder, and I started getting the misfire report on the first cylinder. So with only one variable changed, it looks like it's time to change the coil pack on that guy, and we're going to do it on all three. So first thing we're going to do, we're at the front of the mass air filter sensor, we're going to remove our air intake here, and then we can actually see something. So somewhere around here we'll start fast forwarding so you don't have to watch all this. So once we've got the vacuum tubes unplugged, the two up front here and the rear vacuum tube right here, we just loosen up these two nuts, and then we'll go ahead and remove the air intake. That's pretty loose. Yeah, looks like I'm going to have to use a wrench on that. This strap here needs to get replaced. It's been rounded down on the inside. Okay, that's loose. Set this aside. Okay, so these look like they're probably originals, so they've got about 200,000 miles on them. And again, what I did is I was getting misfires on the third cylinder. Then I went ahead and replaced the old wires and the spark plugs, and you'll see where those are if you're not familiar with it in a moment. And then I still got the misfire. Then I went ahead and took this injection pack and swapped it with this guy, right? And then plugged it back in, and then the error, the misfire error from the ODB2 computer started registering misfire here. So let me show you the new coil pack. Right? It's like this. Okay. These are not Denso. Denso is OEM, and you can in fact see the name Denso right here. I didn't go with Denso simply because the cost was about $65 per pack, so that would have been quite expensive to place all three of these. I found some on that are fully compatible, reportedly on Amazon, that nobody had any issues with, and this was $46 for 3 of them. So, and of course Amazon has a return, policy. So if I'm not happy with them in 3 days, I will go ahead and send these back, and I'll keep the old ones just in case, while I would maybe pay more money if that would, if these don't serve well. So next step, I'm going to do this one at a time. I'm going to go ahead and take, unscrew my injector right here, and that's where it's held in. And I'm going to unplug that guy, and the cord that wraps around, this ignition cord that wraps around to the other side, I'll undo that. So this is 10 millimeter. These should not be that tight. Okay. I'll pop that guy off. Okay. Right. Now I'm just going to do one at a time so that I don't forget which cable plugs into which. On this first one I don't have enough slack, but on these guys you could possibly get confused, and that just seems like the right order of doing things. So if you look down here, way down here, there's the spark plug down inside of the tube there, and the ignition coil here just plugs in all the way down and mates. I don't know if you can see inside the hole there. Alright, there's the little metal piece that mates with the top of the spark plug. Okay, and I'll set this aside. There is no particular order that you have to do the ignition coils in. They're the same. You can transfer them from one to the other safely. So here's the new guy. Let's see how he fits. That seems all right. And I'm just going to hand tight right now. I'll go back and torque when I torque all three of them when I'm finished. Okay, that's one down. Two more to go. Okay, we've swapped out all three, and it was really quick and easy. Just got to make sure you're plugged in there and on your coil wire. And then we're going to go ahead and tighten these at 69 inch-pounds. Make sure that's inch-pounds, not foot-pounds. 69 foot-pounds might break your head that you're going into. There we go. Pretty easy there. They're really not tight. They're barely hand-tight. All right. There we are. That's done. We're simply going to put our air intake back in, and then we're going to fire it up. Now, one of the things I found that really showed the misfire right away, within about 10 minutes of driving, was lugging the engine. So shifting too early. In fact, what I was doing, I was driving about 20 miles an hour in 5th gear, just really lugging it, and the misfire showed up real quick when I would clear it out of the ECU. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clear the air out, and then I'm going to start lugging it. And I'm actually going to probably notice that the engine will not buck and kick as badly as it was doing. But we'll still do it, and we'll see if we can't replicate that air. And we'll go ahead and put the links in for the part numbers for both the Denso OEM and for this company whose name I forgot. And we'll click on the link there, and that'll take you right there, and you'll be able to order any of those guys. And then we'll also follow up a few weeks from now and let you know how it's working. So thanks for watching.